hold on to your butts because I am going ahead and do this movie review for all of you. And if some of you like this movie or not. Well, anyway, hi ladies and dudes. This is Rebecca Lynn Barkley, aka Boobop187. This is my review for today. And today's review, ladies and dudes, well, my friends, your long wait is over for the most important movie review that I will do for today. And I got it from a movie request from my good friend Dinosawh. Dinosawh is a very good friend of mine, and thanks to my good friend who's a YouTuber, he gave me this request of, doing one of the most famous movies of all time. The movie that came in the year 1993. And I will say it's a pretty good movie. Well, for the most part. You get the picture. So anyway, without further ado, ladies and dudes, here is my movie review of Jurassic Park. Hold on to your butts. So, let's head on to the main plot of the story. I have nothing to say about the main plot of the storyline, so I'm gonna make it nice and short. It's a story about these group of scientists who is going with this old dude to this unknown island that was so darn small, where he is trying to get the dinosaurs back to life, and he decided to create a new world called Jurassic Park. That was it. That was the main plot of the story. I have nothing else to say. So, I guess everybody wants to know is, what the heck do I think about this movie? Well, to tell you the truth is, ladies and dudes, I will say it's a pretty good film, even to this day. But it has some flaws. Just a little bit of flaws. I did remember the time back in 1994. I think that was the very first PG-13 movie I have ever watched. I was 7 years old back then, if I remember right. I think I was 7 years old, or no, I think I saw it in 1995. Well, anyway, I can't remember, but it's been a long time, and I did remember this movie quite well. Yeah, I liked it when I was a kid, and now here I am all grown up. I still like the movie, but like I said, it has some flaws. I will say, it had a pretty good storyline for the most part. The characters are pretty likable or decent. I love the cinematography of this film. I freaking love all the scenes that came from in the film, and also it had a really good score from our dear beloved John Williams. Yes, that score is pretty darn awesome. And yeah, the dinosaurs look pretty darn cool. Well, for what we've seen in the Jurassic Park saga so far. And yeah, that T-Rex is pretty darn awesome too. Yeah, that dinosaur is so darn big. But I feel sorry for that poor dinosaur to have really short arms. If you guys get the picture. But yeah, this movie does have a few weak points. Here and there. If you get the picture. So, let's head on to my strongest points and the weakest points of Jurassic Park. For the strongest points for this movie, I'll go on a tie. Just a tie between our beloved epic score from our dear beloved John Williams and so many great scenes that is in the movie. First off, let's go on with the score. I freaking love it. This is one of the best epic scores that I have ever heard from the mighty John Williams. And yes, ladies and dudes, here is an interesting fun fact you should know about this movie. As you may remember, Steven Spielberg and John Williams had the best partnership of all time. They know how to work together as a team. And yes, they work together in so many movies. There is too many of them to be found. I'm sure the best movies that involves their teamwork is the E.T. movie and the Schindler's List and all the Indiana Jones films. I think the Adventures of Tintin, if I remember right, they worked together on that film as well, and so much more. There is so many partnerships to be found with these two wonderful dudes. One who's a director, and the other is the greatest composer of all time. I have nothing else to say. So yeah, the score is the first strongest point in the movie, and the second strongest point in the movie is so many scenes that did happen in this movie. There is so many scenes to be found, but I will go with my most two favorite scenes in the whole entire movie. Just two. I love the part when the scientists have finally made it to Jurassic Park, and the first dinosaur they ever seen is the Brontosaurus, if I remember right. You know, that big giant dinosaur who has a very long neck. And that score that came from John Williams is so darn breathtaking. It really did blew me away. Oh yeah, I love that scene when they saw that big giant dinosaur with a long neck and it's trying to eat its breakfast. I just love it to death. And my second favorite scene in the whole entire movie is truly that cartoon DNA character. I freaking love that DNA character. He is so darn adorable and cute. And sadly, he only had a short role in the movie. But it's great to see one cartoon character in a live action movie. That was pure awesomeness. So for my strongest point for this movie is the amazing score that came from our dear beloved John Williams, and also so many scenes in the movie. And yes, ladies and dudes, I don't want to forget that famous line from Samuel Jackson. Hold on to your butts. I love that line to death. That was a great line. Alright, ladies and dudes. Please forgive me for saying this. This movie has a few weak points. Here and there. Yeah. One, featured mistakes, and the other, I have a problem with this film. Something I'm not happy about. Okay. The first weakest point is the mistakes. There are so many mistakes in this movie. Something you got to point out right away. And I remember there was one mistake that came from in the movie is where Alan has to go to that trailer and he opens up the door. I remember the door is in the right area, but when you pay attention to the scene when he goes inside, it went to the left. And I wonder if Steven Spielberg should have pointed that scene out before he can complete the film. And there was another mistake where that old dude who's trying to clean up the glass, he was using a white cloth, but it turned to reddish pinkish. Yeah. So please don't forget to pay attention to some of the mistakes here and there that came in the movie. And my second major weak point in the movie is, where the heck are the male dinosaurs? You can't create Jurassic Park without male dinosaurs. Since all of them are female, where the heck is a male dinosaur? I have no idea whose fault it is. Is it the movie or the book? Yeah, the movie was based by a book that I never read. So yeah, there's a problem there, ladies and dudes. How the heck are you going to make a Jurassic Park and try to get all the dinosaurs back to life if you don't have male dinosaurs? So the female dinosaurs can have a mate so they can do their breeding and get new babies. That is such a big problem. So yeah, my two most weakest points of the movie is the mistakes and no male dinosaurs to be found. It sucks. Big time. And now, let's head on to the characters. I'm going to go ahead and just talk about one good character I do care about in this movie. Just one character. And that is Alan, played by our dear beloved Sam Neill. I frickin' love this character. He's one of the best main protagonists I have ever seen in a Steven Spielberg movie. I mean, this dude had a really good storyline. He has a great personality, great attitude. He's such a very brave and a serious character. And I do like the part where he had a couple of character development and chemistry with some of the characters that he worked with, or some people that he never met yet. And yeah, I really like the part where he had a relationship with that female blonde hair scientist lady. We were all thinking that they need to be together. But it's a sad shame in Jurassic Park 3, she moved on to someone else and she married this dude for some unknown reason, and she still remained friends with Alan. I'm sure everybody was thinking that those two might be a couple. Even for me too. And here's an interesting fun fact you should know about Sam Neill. Did you know in last year's movie of The Commuter, he did play a character in that film for only a couple of scenes here and there in the movie. He played a friend of Michael who's a police officer, and he's a frickin' captain. Now that's something you did not see coming. The guy who was in Jurassic Park is in one of Liam Neeson's films. And yes, it will happen again where there's going to be another person who's going to work with the old great and mighty Liam Neeson, who's going to be a part of Cold Pursuit. Now that's something you did not see coming. Yeah, be prepared to check out Cold Pursuit next week. I can't wait to see that movie. And yes, that's the one I'm going to do next week in a few days. So yeah, I have nothing else to say. So Alan is a great character overall. And let's head on to my final thoughts of Jurassic Park. Overall, Jurassic Park is a very good movie, but sadly not the best. I will say it had a very good storyline for the most part. The characters were likable or decent. I love the scenes and highlight moments of the film. Good cinematography, good score. But sadly, this movie does have a few flaws here and there. Sadly to say. So, for my rating for this film, I decided to give it an 8 out of 10. And no, ladies and dudes, I'm not going to do the other Jurassic Park films. I'm just going to stay with one film that's pretty darn good to me, that I remember in my past, I guess. So, that's my whole entire movie review of Jurassic Park and join me next time for my next movie review of Cold Pursuit. That's one movie I'm excited to see. Oh, heck yeah. So anyway, that is it for now, and I'll see you guys later, and sayonara. And most of all, hold on to your butts.